Henry! Well, it's the coach. This is the 2018 season, and you've got it tuned to EA Sports. Coming up, the big man, Derrick Henry, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Tennessee Titans. With that, let's head up to Nashville for the Titans home opener. On the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And they had it easy last week. They jumped out to an early lead and then put it on cruise control from there.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
The children will grow, and it's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their 4th-year quarterback from Oregon, Marcus Mariota.
The numbers in 2017, not what anyone expected. 13 touchdowns, but 15 interceptions, although he did lead the Titans to the playoffs for the first time in a decade, and then led them to a huge upset victory in Kansas City in the wild card round.
Mariota now to throw on first down. Flushed out right, going underneath for Lewis. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a second down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Mariota now on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. On the defensive side here, the starters for the Texans, they're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the #1 overall offense in the league.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Mariota forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mariota on first down. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. Uncorks one for Davis. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They're indeed going. It's Mariota. He sets to fire deep. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
Over the middle, open is Thomas. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now it's Watson, a bootleg. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Watson on 3rd down. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. First down, Mariota. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again, Mariota on 2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Walker. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The first red zone opportunity for the Titans. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. From the red zone now, Mariota dancing to his left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
The Titans, 18 rushing touchdowns a season ago, tied for 2nd most. And they've got Henry back there on 2nd and goal. Mariota being chased out left. This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. Off play action to Henry. Here's Mariota. Flushed out right. And then he's caught. Walker. Touchdown Titans. Delaney Walker. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first-quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
Do you think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Extra point put through by Suckup, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Down, back 22.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Well, it didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 7-3 the score. We're back to Nashville right after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. But they face a second and long to start things out. Watson. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And a loose football. And that might be Titan football. It is. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Mariota now after the fumble recovery. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
So first and 10 now from the 30. A first down throw for Mariota. Steps away to his left. Walker with a grab, left side. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 6 there on first. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Second down, Mariota. Flush to his right. And it's caught on the right side of Smith. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Now Mariota. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Mariota again. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Mariota to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Whitney merciless. Leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. Now a second down throw for Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on 1st and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now Mariota on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and this Texans defense stands tall. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Miller with 1st down and more. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Wesley Woodyard in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
A reminder coming up at halftime, the coach is back. He made it through the first weekend. That's the good news, and he's going to regale you with stats and scores from around the NFL here in the early games in Week 2.
You think he questioned coming back for Week 2, having to work with us?
I think he did. He's just happy that he is far away in Orlando. Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Marcus Mariota and the offense heading back out for their next possession. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense. I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs, they're valuable for his team.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. He will find Davis on the left side complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mariota now to throw on first down. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Throwing is Mariota. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Walker. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. Here's Mariota, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So they give it up just on their side of midfield. And, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have a lot of confidence in his defense. Must feel like, hey, we're in great shape here because our defense can hold them because they're really outside of field goal range now, right? The opposite team. So if you hold them here, you haven't given up any points. You may give up a punt and you're pinned down a little bit, but must have thought it was an okay spot to go for it and decided to be aggressive.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It's been my observation. There's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. Now a first down throw, Watson. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. A shotgun snap for Watson. Dumps it complete to Miller. Finding room to the 20. And all the way down to the 5. A very solid gain of 27.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins as the first half is winding down. And the Texans are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And now another timeout here called by the Titans, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Now Dion Lewis to return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. Mariota on 1st down. All going deep here for Tick. And this will be caught at the 30. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Titans get the quick strike touchdown.
Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff because there's still a little bit of time left on that clock.
Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. And if you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window.
Extra point try now for Succop. Extra point up and good by Succop. And the lead is now 14-10. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. Now here's Succop out to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start things out with a trip up to FedEx Field. Washington playing host to visiting Indianapolis. And it's the Colts on top as that one approaches halftime. Andrew Luck back and better than ever. 3 touchdown passes. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Alex Collins, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, we're off to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead at halftime over the visiting Carolina Panthers. 2 touchdown passes there for the former MVP, Matt Ryan. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got Fuller. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Watson now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Griffin. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. They give him a gain of 37.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Watson hands this to Foreman. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The cornerback, it's Logan Ryan who brings him down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add them.
And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now it's Watson. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle 1st and 10 at their own 43. Mariota uncorks one for Davis. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Titans. Marcus Mariota with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Extra point put through by Succop, and the lead is up to 8. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. Now here's Succop out to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And here comes the Texans now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Yeah, looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They go play action here on 1st down. Uncorks one for Davis. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because...
And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for the Titans. 56 yards. First down, Mariota. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. And he whips that one incomplete there. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Throwing again. Mariota on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Back now in Nashville. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. The Titans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw Mariota. And this is going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. And the gadget play here on 4th down winds up backfiring. And this Texans defense stands tall. On 1st and 10, Watson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was Logan Ryan that time who knocked it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Galvin away and bring up 2nd down.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson underneath for Miller. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Back 22! Back 22!
Watson on first down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And it's second down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Space to maneuver at the 40. And all the way up to the 46. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. To throw is Watson. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. A first down carry for Henry. He won't go down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That good for 19 and a first down. Henry relishing the chance to be the Titans' lead dog. He's in the backfield again on 1st and 10. Mariota hands to Henry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Mariota gives to Henry. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it. It's a gain of 8, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. On third and short, going with their tight end. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jonnu Smith, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the lead is up to 15 now. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again is Watson. And this is incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. And now the Texans want to call another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Dion Lewis, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point put through by Succop, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a Dion Lewis touchdown run. Now here's Succop out to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Jayon Brown in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock. The Texans on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there. Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Throwing here, Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Titans go. It's Mariota. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. One last throw here for Watson. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for Tennessee, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll drop to 0-2. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports,